Hi everyone, today I'll be giving you a demo of People, our HR model designed specifically for the construction industry. People focuses on two key functions. It provides insights into the labor cost on the construction sites and it helps you to monitor those costs efficiently. The second function is to transfer the recorded working hours to the payroll provider, and this ensures they have all the necessary data to calculate salaries without manual input. And in this session, I will walk you through how these flows operate within People. Okay, so now we're in People, and People, like we said, is our HR module. It's used by employees that works on an HR department. We have another application which is Timesheets, and Timesheets is most of the time used by persons who are working on the construction site, so they can register their hours day by day in a really easy way. So the registration of the hours can be done for every person individual, but it can also be done for a project or for your team. So what I did here is I made a little team, and for this team I can go to the registration screen where I can register the hours of my team. So it's actually really easy. I get a proposition with all kind of default values, and I can go and change those values if needed. I also can change the project on which they worked. So for example, they worked on another project and another project, or I can add a line, I can remove a line, I can do whatever I want with those lines. And so today I register for the 15th. This is the work of the team leader or the project leads in timesheets, and actually their work is done right now. So now starts the work of the person of HR, the HR person, and they have different steps to do in People. The first thing they have to do is to gather all information, and it can be information that comes out of timesheets, but we also have APIs where we can get information of other systems or do an import by CSV or manually add lines. So the first thing we're gonna do is get our timesheet lines. So if I'm here, I can get my import of timesheets. And so we had hours registered on the 15th and the 10th, and those hours came into People. So that's for the worked hours. Like I said, we can also have an API connection or import data by CSV. We can add a line manually. So if someone forgot something in timesheet, or we want to register something that they don't have to do in timesheet, I can add it manually. And it's 2 hours. Okay, so I can save it. Okay, so now we added the hours that were worked, but if we want to send the hours to the payroll provider, often we also have to send them the hours that didn't work. So holidays, for example, and that we can do on a really easy way with the calendar. In the calendar, we have kind of chart where we can select the periods and say, okay, I'll take Tom. Tom takes a holiday from the 8th of September to the 12th of September, and I can add an absence. Yes, indeed. And I have to register on a pay code. Voilà. And so now the hours are for Tom are registered. Well, pre-registered. We also have a public holiday on the 5th of September, so I added it in advance. And some people have time credits. So, for example, on this every Tuesday they have time off. So that I also added. So this is pre-registered. So now I can go and edit in my daily reports in the data entry, where I can imports the data and absences, and it works a little bit like timesheets. I have to go through the same steps. And voila, I get an overview of what has been added. And if I go here, I can see the hours that were added by the calendar. So like you see here, I have an idea of the origin of the lines. So this came from my timesheet app, this came from my calendar, and I added one line manually. So now we gathered all the information about the worked hours, but also about the absences. And now it's time to process this data. This contains two steps. The first step is to calculate the mobility. The second step is to calculate overtime. So we'll start to calculate the mobility. On every line we can add an idea of how the person went to the construction site, and depending on this, it will be another allowance. So I will calculate it now. He selected all the lines with a mobility type, and now there are two possibilities. I entered the kilometers manually, but it's also possible to let it calculate by Google Maps or to do an import by CSV from a track and trace system. So that's all possible. So I save my kilometers, and now he will calculate the allowance on which the person has a right to. So submit calculation, it's done. And if we look in here, we have a new icon, the icon of the mobility. And we see here the amounts that have been calculated. The second thing we have to do is to calculate the overtime. So I have some persons who work more than 8 hours, and so they have a right to a special kind of hours that's better paid. So every hour above the 8 will be overtime, and so I can calculate it here. Okay, so now the overtime has been calculated. This does not appear in the entry screen, but we have a reporting screen for this, where we can see, for example, who was it? Jan Rousseau. So I can see Jan Rousseau worked on the 15th 10 hours, and so he has 8 normal hours and the rest are overtime hours or overtime hours. So this is a reporting screen, and all the screens you have seen so far are adjustable to how you like your screens. So like I've done here, you can group, you can filter, you can add columns, you can remove columns, and you can play with the screen like you like it. And then you can save the view, and this view can be given a name, new view, like this. And now the next time that I am in this screen, I will be able to see my saved view. Another interesting screen is the cost overview, so where I can see what the costs are on my project. So for example, here I can group by project, and I can see, okay, these are the worked hours. I'm not interested in mobility right now, so I will click it away. And now I want to see what the total cost of my project. So now I have an idea of what's the cost of labor on this project. All these screens are also exportable to Excel, so I can export this like this. And now I will have this view in an Excel screen where I can do other things. So there are some other reporting screens. I will not show them today, but it can be useful. So when when all information is gathered, I've done the processing, I've done some checking. Then it's time to do an export for the payroll providers. So I can do a new export. Next export, and I will have a text file that I can import in the software of my payroll provider. So this was a people demo. I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any questions, don't hesitate to contact us.